Welcome to Real Estate with Real Faces, where homes meet hometown heroes. We're your trio behind the transaction. I'm Claire Springer, a realtor.
I'm Ashley Four, a lender.
And I'm Lindsay Michael, a title rep, bringing you real conversations with real people in our community.
From local business owners to everyday neighbors, we're spotlighting the faces behind the places and the stories behind the sold signs.
So grab your coffee, pull up a chair, and let's talk life, business, and all things real estate with a personal twist. Welcome back to Real Estate with Real Faces. Today's episode is about past trauma and money decisions that you're making now, right? So, me personally, I am frugal to a sense. I love a good deal. I love coupons. I love my couponing apps. I don't know.
That takes so much work.
It does,
Yeah.
but I absolutely love sitting down. Oh gosh.
I wish I was like that, to be honest.
No, but I love sitting down, looking at like the weekly ad for that, like Meijer, okay?
Yeah.
And being like, oh, there's a deal on this. Going to my coupon app to see if there's anything that matches up, because then I can save even more money, and I get to use my perks that I can then use to get gas. Oh my gosh, guys, I got gas today for $2.
I'm with you with the Meijer because we do the M perks. I don't do coupon app, but
$2 a gallon.
But like I do M perks. But my husband is the one that usually goes in and clips them.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I don't usually look.
I'm about it. I love it. But and it's so funny, like, because I grew up, my household was, my mom would grocery shop, and she wouldn't do like coupons. She never did do that. Mm-hmm. But it was always like for school supplies. For that, when we had to go get our school supplies, she'd be like, okay, here's Office Max, Walmart, Meijer. Take all these ads, and you tell me where we're going to go and which one's the cheapest. And so I would write it all out. Mm-hmm. And so I think that like just transpired into how I
mean, that's honestly not bad. That's a good thing to have.
And I'm also in that mindset now that I know this is how I am, obviously. But I'm okay buying thrifted clothes because there's so much waste out there already.
This outfit is thrifted.
Well, and I didn't used to be like that, but I worked in a women and children's day center, and they would get donations, and what they couldn't take, they would have these bins that would go to Goodwill and Salvation Army, and then what those they couldn't take, they go to trash. And just seeing the amount of clothes that was just thrown away and not given. Now, don't get me wrong, I do buy a brand new outfit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not that kind of person.
100% thrifted.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not
same.
100% thrifted, but
I generally won't buy a piece of clothing if A, it's not thrifted, B, it's not on sale.
yeah.
I will not buy it.
I will be that person that if you go
Yeah.
shopping with me, I will go straight and be like, "Where's the clearance?"
Yes.
aisle? Like
Yes.
let's start there first before I come up.
And I'm typically not the type of person to just be like, oh, I want to go shopping today. Like, I literally
never
hate
do that.
shopping. I don't like clothes shopping unless I have like a specific outfit in mind or somewhere that I'm going where I'm like, yes, this is what I want to look like. I have this piece at home, but I need this specifically. I will go on a manhunt all across towns, both of them, all three of them, all of the Michiana area to find what I want, what I need for that. But I still have pants and shoes from high school.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah, like
for sure.
if they fit me and they don't look like they're absolutely ridiculous, I'll wear them in public. But at the same time, like, our family camps like no one's business. So the likelihood of me throwing out clothes is not going to happen. They just turn into camp wear.
Yep.
Where I can jump in a lake or in a sand dune or the mud and not have to worry about washing them again.
I literally just did all this laundry and all of those baby towels, you know, that they're like the microfiber. They don't really dry your body.
No, yeah.
And they're small. Well, my kids have officially outgrown them. And I'm like, what do I do with these now?
Right.
This breaks my heart.
So sad.
Yeah, I know. So
We saved our kids.
Oh no. So See, I looked at my
Like the
husband.
little hooded ones?
Yeah, I looked at my husband. I was like, what do we do with this? And he goes, you know what? Don't throw them away. We'll rip them up and use them as the drying towels for our cars when we wash cars.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
So I just saw, like, talking about repurposing baby stuff.
Yeah.
Side note. I saw, the typical blankets that they give you at the hospital, the blue and pink ones, right? They had taken it and created a small tank top and elastic waistband shorts for the son that they had made with it. And then mom had a crew neck with a pocket that was the baby blanket. And I was
adorable.
But see,
I love
then
that
he's
idea,
gonna
though.
outgrow it. Now what do you do with
true,
it?
but the mom will always have it.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
the kid, honestly though, the kid doesn't give two craps about what blanket they came home with. Okay, that's
better. You better.
we went through that. They just came out, right?
They don't remember all that.
They don't remember all that. So I thought that was really cool. But with your washcloths, you could like cut them almost and tie them together, and make like a.
Oh, I have an entire
or something.
right. No,
yeah.
I have an entire
Because
box.
they do it with t-shirts. You know,
I
like-
have an entire box of kid clothes that I'm going to be sending off to turn into a blanket, and then I have certain outfits that I'm turning into like a shirt that says "Mama"
See, my dad
or "Mom."
My dad used to work on the railroad growing up, so his weight fluctuated a lot because he was on the road for weeks and weeks at a time. So he'd be eating fast food, and then he'd come home. My mom would be like, "Haha, just kidding."
Yeah.
And then so his weight would fluctuate a lot. And then once he stopped working at the railroad and his weight stabled out completely, he had, he had this pair of overalls that my friend Charity and I would get in one leg and she would get in the other leg, and we'd buckle them and we'd like hop walk through the house. But he got sad over the years looking at those, like thinking, oh my God, I was like actually that big, right? But it was all like cool blue jeaned and they were worn and soft, because he worked in them. And he had a patchwork quilt made out of all of his denim that he had over the years, and it's like silk on the back.
Yeah.
It's the most heavy duty but cool blanket I've ever seen. So do something like that.
I know,
Stuff like that is so cool.
Going back to like the trauma and like our childhood and such like that. My parents are divorced, and they didn't get divorced until later on. So like again, we were thrifty. My mom, like I said, my mom would have us go through the ad and such, and we would get new clothes. Like it wouldn't necessarily be, from the mall or like a name store brand. It would be, we'll go to Walmart and get a new clothes or something like that, right? And yeah, every once in a while we would get it, obviously. But then when they were going through the divorce, it was very much like, now they're separated. She was very cautious of how she spent her money.
Right.
So it was more of like, let's go to Goodwill. And I feel like that's when I started really realizing there's such a stigma around Goodwill. I freaking love it.
I do
There's- I don't
these
think
shoes
there
that
is
I'm
as much
wearing
anymore.
right now, these
You know
ones
what?
right here,
Yeah.
these vintage
these
Air Force Ones I got going on.
This shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Well, these
But
Nikes,
not me today,
they were
but-
brand new, and I saw them like on the
Yes.
thing, and I was like, "Those are
Yeah.
no way."
We've gotten
They were in the
so
kids
much,
section.
yeah. Oh,
They're
yeah.
boys, size 8, but
They fit you.
I paid $7.95
I
for
know.
them.
It's insane.
$7.95.
My favorite is I have gone before because I needed to get something really quick, and it was, I don't even remember, maybe a cup or something. And no, I needed more little plates because we have now at our
side
house.
dish plates,
Yeah,
salad plates.
because at our house, to help with our proportion sizes, we no longer eat on big plates. We eat on the little
I
plates.
eat on kids' plates all the time.
Yeah. So, and we got rid of all of our plastic plates. So we went to glass only, again, for environment and safety. But so I went in to go look and see about some plates, and I saw something that I wanted, and I knew that the 50% off sale was that weekend. So I was like, oh, nobody's going to get stuffed animals. I hid that so hard in the stuffed animals, went back for the 50% off sale, got it for 50% off, bro. I was so excited.
You're that person.
I am that person.
I'm not that person.
We went
I am that person.
I'm not.
But it was something that I really wanted.
Yeah,
It wasn't
same.
just
I'll
like-
come back and be like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It'll still be here.
Right, no,
And
it-
if it's not, I'm just like, well.
Correct. If it was meant to be
Then I go on.
hidden underneath everything. that it was meant to be.
Claire said, I make my own fate.
Yeah.
We went to Goodwill on Saturday. Didn't know it was the 50% off sale. I was like, oh,
you.
Listen,
and that's where I got that purse.
I write in my planner when the 50% off sales are. So I
swear,
can go.
I mean this in the most loving way to you when I say this. You are the oldest young person I've ever met in my freaking life.
And I love it.
Like, I know. I genuinely love it. Because I tell people all the time, I'm like, Claire is her. Like, she's so much her. And it's so refreshing because people are not like that.
Oh, I'm ridiculous. I know that about myself.
She said I got my sourdough, my ducks, and my thrifting. That's all I need.
It does make me so wrong.
And my coupons.
Yeah.
And my coupons.
Oh, yeah, couponing. Love it. I was so proud of Kyle this weekend because I was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Did he feed your starter?
He used my
I thought you were going to
starter.
say feed your children.
No.
I was like, I hope.
So, before I left, I made them sourdough pizza crust so they could make their pizza. It literally tasted like Barnaby's pizza. Oh, it was
Barnaby's is the best.
so delicious because it was like I had just waited so many hours that it was perfectly active.
Yeah.
And it was
So it
great.
had that perfect, like,
It was
tangy
great,
bite
yes.
to it.
So
That sounds fun.
when I was gone,
Barnaby's.
I know, sorry guys. When I was gone over the weekend, I called my kids and I was like, "Oh my goodness, you guys need to feed my starter." And Kyle was like, "Oh, well, I used it for waffles." And I said, "I am so proud of you. That's the first time he has used the starter
without you being
without
there.
Me. Well, no, he's never used it. It's always been like, "Hey, I want sourdough waffles. Can you
Please
do
make this
whatever you got to
happen?"
do, and then I'll make them." So I told him how to feed it, and he did. And I came home on Sunday, and it was still
alive. And
yeah.
When I was down in Maryville and I stayed the night, I only stayed one of the nights. I had to have Tyler feed my starter.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, how do I? He was really nervous.
Oh yeah, I know.
Very nervous.
They
about
are. They're so nervous.
And I was nervous about it when I started,
temperamental.
but mine. So I had to start mine over,
Yeah, you said that.
and it's still not active. But
Oh dang.
the last couple days, it's gone. It's risen, but not like doubled.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Any day now.
Here, almost there. Mine recently, I fed it. I was so proud. Was this 2 days ago? I fed it, and I don't know if I didn't measure right or something because it rose over double size and went out of the container. And I was like, oh, well, good thing I had a lid there, but my gosh. Yeah, it was whatever.
I had like a really weird financial childhood. I feel like the first house I ever lived in was a tiny little dinky house, and looking back on it now, I realize that we were probably harder for money than I realized. But at the same time, like I was a kid.
Yeah.
And all I cared about was like how big our backyard was. So like that, once my dad got that job at the railroad though, like I could tell that my family was starting to make more money. Like my lifestyle started changing.
Yeah.
I started noticing that like we weren't buying great value cereals and stuff like that. Like I started getting actual stuff.
Yeah.
And then I officially felt like, okay, like our family's made it, right? As a kid, I remember when my family went from living in one side of the neighborhood that we loved, and it was like a joke growing up. It was like divided down the line, like you have the bad side of TIV and then you have the good side of TIV. And we used to live on the bad side of TIV, which it was not bad at all. It was like you live on the wrong side of the tracks type thing, right? And we lived on that one side, and I loved everything about my childhood. So my parents built a house on the new side of the neighborhood, and I was like, oh yeah, like you know. So growing up, I mean, my parents did a really good job at making me understand that like I can have all of this stuff, but this sounds so harsh, but like they always made sure that I knew that they could take it away.
Yeah.
If I wasn't appropriate or respectful about
1,000% mine too.
And even so much so where like my mom especially, she was a big person about, you know, in the face of people in public, you are a certain way, right? Even when it is a disagreement with your spouse or something like that, like you're in each other's corners, friend, family, no matter what, and then you handle it privately if there's a disagreement or something like that. So I saw that kind of like balance play out with my family, but when the financial aspect of it happened was when they got divorced.
Yeah.
And I was young.
Changes for sure.
Yeah, because it all happened really short. I felt like we were kind of like doing okay. My mom got in a car accident. It was a really horrible car accident, and so she was home all the time and going through disability and Social Security and all the things. And then my dad was constantly gone because he was on the railroad all the time working. Yeah. And then the house and all of that stuff. And then when they got a divorce, it was weird because I saw my parents turn into people that I hadn't like ever seen. And that's when I made the decision to where, like, I will never, and they are not bad people, either one of them. They're not. But we were just talking about this before we started recording, like, death and money makes people do stupid stuff. It brings out the worst in you.
Terrible.
And my parents, they both fiercely loved each other. And it was hard all around. And once that happened, I saw them, and I made the decision to, like, money will never have that effect on me. Yeah. If it's gone, it's gone. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. But it's come to bite me sometimes because I'll be like, oh, well, I want that. And what if I don't have $100 in 2 weeks? I'm going to buy it for myself. And I used to be like that. Yeah, I used to be like that when I was younger, but I'm also very much the type of person where I look at my finances so frequently. Like, I check my bank account every day. Yeah. After every purchase I make, I check my bank account because I'm scared that fraudsters and, like, all the things, right? Yeah. So I get nervous about that to the point where I can get very in tune with it, and I can make $20 last way longer than it should. Same. So I feel like there's a good balance.
Mine isn't also from childhood.
Yeah.
Mine also stems from when, again, my parents got divorced. I now graduated college. What do I do? Okay, so my now husband and I, we went and got an apartment together. And we knew we wanted to not stay in that apartment. We knew we wanted to buy our first house. He was still in college and I was not.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, he was still in college. I was not. He was still working like his part-time job, but I was working like in my career at that time, teaching. And so we were using our money, but again, we were just dating, so we weren't putting together. Like, we were splitting everything, but at the same time, like, we were very conscious of, okay, we didn't have a lot of money. We have to pay for rent. We have to pay for utilities, so on and so forth. And we don't have any food. And I remember, for two instances, one was, let's get a Little Caesars pizza. It was $5. We made that last for at least 2 or 3 meals because we were like, we don't have any money, and we only allotted so much for us to spend during the week because we wanted so much to put away for a house. And we did it. And then there was another time that we had absolutely nothing in our fridge. We had hardly anything in the pantry, and we just looked at each other and was like, let's do a Chopped night, like an episode of Chopped, where you just have random random items, and you make dinner. It was the worst dinner we have ever tasted.
But that's the realest thing I've ever, like, that's...
Oh, yeah.
And we were able to get out and buy our first house. It was a smaller house. It wasn't exactly what we wanted, but we knew it wasn't our forever house, and we got it after a year of being in the apartment, doing the things we had to do.
Yeah. That's something that frustrates me so bad right now. Like, I don't know why it frustrates me so bad, but it does, because I see people that are wanting to buy houses right now. And I have a few friends that want houses right now, and they're like, well, it's not this, it's not this, and this, and like the laundry list of stuff. And I'm like, are you really going to live in this house for 30 years?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, no, of course not. We'll probably live in like 5
to 7.
Literally, I was just about to say, like 5 to 7 years. And I was like, then why do you care?
Yeah.
Like, about all of these little itty bitty things if it's not gonna... Well, and and like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they also don't want to go into an apartment or a rental because they're like, well, it's not mine.
Make it yours.
Yeah.
Buy the house. It's not perfect. Make it yours.
Yep. That's what we did. I mean, we did, obviously our first house was not, we knew it wasn't our forever house. we liked it enough that we could start there, grow there, but then we knew we needed to get out afterwards. And we also had to change some things to make it our own.
Mm-hmm.
There were things that we wanted to do that,
Yep.
you know, it just
didn't
have.
Yeah.
But it then eventually did.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, and that's like I didn't want the apartment. You know, like I didn't want seeing my parents go through all of that. I made a decision. I was like, I'm leaving my parents' house and I'm buying a house.
yeah.
I want something of my own, an asset, a good debt,
Yeah.
if you will. You know, like it's something that is mine, and it was not the perfect house by any means. It was a tiny 2-bedroom, 1-bath off the south side of South Bend, but like.
My first house was 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
I loved it. It was
Mishawaka.
perfect. It was perfect for me. It gave me hope, and it gave me the excitement to do things that I wanted to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's lost right now. People want these cookie cutter houses that you can just walk into, and that's great if you're part of the building aspect of it.
I was talking to
and
somebody about
design.
this, that I wish the high schools taught more about money financing as well.
Oh, 100%.
Because I think we're getting better at it. Like what we were saying, how, you know, there's not as big of a stigma of goodwill
Yeah.
as there used to be.
Yeah.
Especially like when I was younger in elementary, high school, it was like, what? You bought those where?
Or if you
Something
shopped at Aldi
flipped,
when you were
though.
little.
Oh my goodness, we loved Aldi. But
Something
yeah, same.
flipped in like 2016, 2017, where like thrifting
Right.
became cool.
But I think the problem
Freaking
is
Macklemore
was
song,
just
the
gonna
thrift
say,
shop.
yeah.
Like I don't
shop
know
song.
what happened, but I
But
do
also
remember.
but again, the issue is that I still am seeing people where they're going out and maybe they're thrifting too much, but they're relying also the DoorDash. DoorDash is killing people with
Obesity.
no, not just that, but like
I know.
it's so expensive.
Yeah,
and I think that's where it's
I won't
be-
DoorDash.
Well, I think
I'm
that's where
too
it's
cheap to
hard for
DoorDash.
people with their money is that it's all on a card now too.
It's convenience, and convenience has
we
a
don't
fee.
see it. So let's just,
Yeah.
100%.
you know.
My daughter, like a year or two ago, I don't know, she asked me if she could DoorDash McDonald's fries.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was like, let me show you how much this costs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was like, not even with the delivery, like
Yeah.
a tip or anything. It was like $10
I was just
for
saying-
some fries. I was
Yeah.
like, I will drive down the
Yeah.
street to get you some fries.
We did
if
that
that's
the other
what you
day
need.
because we had like a normal order, and I was like, man, I just don't have time. You know, I was like, I'll DoorDash it. And I put it in, and it's an order that we very regularly get. Like
Yep.
when we go to Chipotle, this is what it was. It was this meal, this meal, this meal. It's the same every single
Yeah.
time. Not the normal price. And I was like, wow, that's like, did their prices go? I know I got double steak, but like, okay. And then I don't know what made me think about, but I hit the difference between pickup and delivery. Just to see. It was like a $12 difference.
Oh yeah,
And
I
it's not
tried
even-
ordering some
It
Chinese
wasn't even
food.
it wasn't even the fees. It was the food
Yes,
itself.
They
I
up-
tried
they
ordering
upcharge
the.
it.
Yes.
I tried ordering some Chinese food off of DoorDash.
That sounds good too.
I know, and it was like over $20 more than it when
Yeah,
I
no,
ordered it
see,
just in the store.
Isn't that crazy?
We're recording around lunchtime for everyone
Yes.
listening.
We're all hungry. Don't worry about us.
But yeah,
Gosh.
I don't know. Like childhood also obviously is going to be a big effect for
Generational
moving
habits
forward.
can be good and bad.
Actually.
well, like,
But at the same time, like you need to use that to figure out what you want, what your goals are, spell it all out, write down a plan, essentially, and figure out how you can do it. Do some research. Like I'm such again a nerd that I went to the library and I got some books. I got some books and I was like, how can I do this? What are some awesome options? What are some strategies?
You're
And-
such a teacher.
yeah, I know.
well,
So-
like for me, when I was younger, my parents probably had money problems that I didn't really know about.
Yeah.
But I think it was a lot of it was I did get a lot of the things that I wanted. Not everything. I didn't get everything I wanted, but like that's just how it was. Like,
Right.
but I think that they just did that because they wanted to, not because they could afford it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when my husband and I moved in together, we lived in 2 different apartments before we bought our house.
Okay.
But
Together,
we did,
though,
yeah,
both
but
of
we
them.
bought our house before we got married, and we were 22.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't even 22. I was 21. No, we were both 21. I don't know. We were very young.
Early 20s.
We were
for
very
sure.
young. We didn't want to stay in that house for very long because it was small. But we bought it in 2007, which I don't know if you guys know what happened in 2008, but the market. So we were underwater for years. We lived in that house for 12 years. We did not want to live there that long.
Well, no,
But then when the time came, we were like, okay, we're good now. We can sell this house because our kids were sharing a room. They were getting older.
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyway,
That's hard.
Before the kids, Tyler worked at AIM General. Made a lot of money.
Yeah, good job back
A
then.
lot of bonuses.
Yeah.
Did we spend that money in the correct way or
Did
save
you
it at
save
all?
it or invest it? Nah.
We did not. No. And
Who does
you
that?
know, looking back, obviously, I wish we would have. I really wish we would have had somebody because he
Just to
didn't grow
lead
up
you
with
a
money.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have anybody to tell us what to do with this money.
Right.
And I regret it. Like we're still in this cycle of debt that it's gotten better the last year. We've been more intentional about what we spend our money on. We don't use our credit cards unless we absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Which we were using it all the time. We were using it for vacation. We were doing like all that kind of stuff. So we are still like trying to get ourselves out of that, and we've been for like a year or so, and we're doing better. But it's and I think we just wanted to give our kids whatever they want.
Yeah.
Now again, they don't get whatever they want. They don't get big stuff unless it's like Christmas. Like we don't buy them a lot of stuff. We don't buy them a lot of clothes unless it's back to school. Like it's. I don't know.
It's not like you're like overcompensating.
No, and we tell them all the time like we just can't do that because now more
Okay,
so
but-
now we can't because we don't have the money.
Like, to play devil's advocate for a second, if your kids, like, I hear you talk about your kids all the time, and they're good kids. If they weren't good kids, would they have the same treatment? Would
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think so.
That's where I feel like the healthy relationship that you have with money, that's where I feel like it would differ.
Yeah.
Like, if you put your emotions and your childhood and the fact that you got all of that just automatically onto your kids without reprimanding them or evaluating them, not to say that they wouldn't be worthy of gifts and love, but you can't reward bad behavior and expect
Right.
good behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're absolutely
So
right.
there's some
No,
sort
my
of
kids
like
are-
curve with that.
Obviously, I have a teenage daughter, so that's something different. But she's
Different
not bad.
species.
She doesn't get in trouble. She's not a bad kid. She doesn't like
Just your typical
she's just
pushback stuff. Yeah.
a teenager.
Attitude, pushback,
But-
questioning, all the good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's an example of something that we would have done previously is that we were thinking about taking a vacation to California for spring break because we had some miles from our credit card that is paid off, but we had all these miles that
Right.
we just had waiting to spend them.
It's like couponing.
Right.
Yeah. So we could get a flight for all four of us to California for $40.
Yeah.
Perfect, because that's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would just everything else we would have to pay for. But then my daughter has to have an MRI, and I went to do her pre-check-in because it was actually supposed to be yesterday, but I had to reschedule. Anyway, I went to do a pre-check-in, and usually I've never really been asked to pay the copay up front.
Yeah.
Like
It's
while you're
normally
doing it.
after.
I get in there, I'm like, okay, and $1,400. $1,400.
For a copay? What?
A prepayment.
A prepayment? How?
And we told them, guys, we can't go to California. We just can't. We can't do that. Like,
How can they require a prepayment? They should have had to do a pre-authorization before a prepayment.
I'm guessing they did. I don't.
Yeah, but then you would have been notified
Oh,
about that. Like,
They had to switch which place they did it at
yeah.
because
Maybe.
it was supposed to be at the lighthouse, Beacon Lighthouse or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
But it had to change to the Beacon Hospital.
Hospital.
So
I wonder if there was like.
Interesting.
it's just
an
my
in-network-
insurance is
network
lame,
thing.
and
Well,
Insurance is lame, just in general.
But yeah, I mean, I think if you, when you're young, are intentional about, like, I just wasn't intentional because everything, like I said, my parents just bought me stuff.
Right.
I don't know where that money came from, you know, and I had a job when I was in high school and I just bought whatever I wanted. And then even when we moved in together, Tyler was paying for most of everything because he made a lot more money than I did.
Yeah. So your money that you were bringing was fun money.
Yeah. So it's just obviously I'm older.
Obviously,
now.
the decisions that we make,
It's tough.
and obviously trauma and such like that. Yeah, they do. They can help us, but also, they can hinder us. So, like, you're paying for it, but you've learned from it, which is great.
Exactly. But now, like, I'm still paying for it because I've accumulated all this debt. I reconsolidate the debt everywhere, like, just so it's not like I don't have like 10, 15 different payments.
Right.
Now
Right.
I want,
Yeah.
Right.
which is fine.
But still.
But we've been doing that for years, and it's like I'm so sick of doing this.
Yeah.
Can we just figure something out and stop spending money?
What do you
it's
think?
hard. It's really hard to stop spending money when you're used to doing it.
Exactly. What do you think could have helped, though? Like you said, if you would have just had someone to lead you or give you advice, and you said that you wish that they would have taught better, in schools.
I think, especially when Tyler was at AM General, if we had started there when we moved in together and really understood what we should have done with it, he was getting $10,000
all
bonuses
comes down
every quarter.
All comes down to education, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody needs to educate.
That's the thing. That's like,
But
I wish.
so hopefully you guys are learning something from this episode.
Well, and we've told, like, our kids now, like, they don't get an allowance. We don't give them money.
Right.
Like, Cohen works, and we tell him to save his money, and he says he's going to, but I don't think he does. But,
he's like, I'm saving $20
I mean, they're
a
gonna
month,
learn.
Mom.
yeah, and
Again,
it's
just
like
we all did.
and we just tell him, you know, like, you when you're working, you have bills, you have to be responsible. Like, you can't just buy whatever you want
And not have any consequences afterwards or repercussions or...
And just be smart. If you get a big chunk of money,
Yeah.
invest at least some of it. Like, come on. Like, and that's what I wish we would have had somebody guiding us in that way, because he got those bonuses that were so large.
Yeah.
And our tax returns were large when we worked there too, because they took so much taxes out of those bonuses.
Yeah. You realize the possibility of what could have
And we're like, oh, we have all this
Hindsight.
money. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
hindsight.
now I wish we would not have done that. But we were young.
Lessons learned.
Lessons learned. Moving forward, we'll all be better, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And we will teach people.
Yeah. So, ending this episode, does anybody have a confession?
Ooh.
I was getting nervous, and like everything leaves my brain when you ask this question.
I know.
Every time.
And then I always forget to
have a
think about it
confession.
beforehand and write it down.
I mean, I had a panic attack at the Shine conference I was at for the sales rally because I packed my
panic attacks.
Well, I did it to myself. I packed my entire bag, and it's like the first day, and you know the CEO's there, all the fancy people are there, everyone in the freaking company's there, and I go to open my bag at 6:30 in the morning to get ready. Didn't bring a toothbrush, didn't bring a hairbrush, forgot my makeup, didn't have a hair dry, like literally nothing.
See, I have done this before when going to like Chicago or wherever, and my mentality again is very much, if I forgot it, there's a store somewhere I can buy it.
Yeah, see? No. I got my hair wet and wrapped it very loosely in a towel and dried it with their little makeshift hairdryer.
I hate those things.
And then I pulled it out and I had waves. And no makeup that day. Put my glasses on.
Oh, well, I mean, that worked.
We
too.
worked with it, but
You got it. You had it. You had it there.
That's my confession for the day.
Well, there we go. Just a reminder that if you want to share your confessions, please leave us a comment, message us, whatever. We can make it anonymous too if you want. But yeah, we would love to hear about your confessions.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Bye.